Hello and welcome. You are joining me for the sprint race of round 8 of tier 5, and this will be 11 laps around Deep Forest reverse layout. And let's find out how this is going. A very quick look at the standings. Last we saw them, a very tight battle at the head of the field. In the lead, Juhofen, second place for Rocket, third place for Danger Mouse, fourth for Obi-Wan, and fifth for Boa. And mind you, there's just 13 points behind, or rather, sorry, 18 points behind Boa and the race leader, and essentially any one of these can win the championship here in the final round. The stream will be just the sprint race, and let's see how it goes. In last place on the grid, we have Chaos Druid. After qualifying, Krakavelli is in 15th, 14th for Lordheads, Schumacher in 13th, HK in 12th, Kilev is in 11th, Boa is in 10th. Boa missed last round, unfortunately, but still has a chance of going for the championship here. 9th place for Bala J, 8th for Juho, our championship leader at this point in time. Danger Mouse is in 7th. 6th for Dr. ST. Obi-Wan is in 5th. Khan is in 4th with the Ferrari. Monkan up into 4th. Monkan has been having great pace these last few races. Rocket is in 2nd. And in 1st place, Chicken Picnic has put it on pole once again. He did the same on the last round at Dragon Trail. So let's get going here with the sprint race. We have 5 red lights and away they go. Oh, it looked like a bit of a false start there for Obi-Wan. As we see Chicken already under pressure by Rocket, and Rocket manages to get the inside line and grabs first place. Some cars going very wide there. Let's see, will everyone manage to keep their noses clean? Very nearly Obi-Wan had a bit of a moment. Let's see what happened with Obi-Wan here. So cars going through wide ahead of him. Khan had been in contact with Monkan, also with Dr. ST just ahead of him, but I didn't quite manage to see that Obi-Wan have contact with anyone. So Juho managed to somehow clip. Let's see what happened. Yeah, Juho just went wide and then spun a few cars. Unfortunate incident there, and Obi-Wan definitely a loser out of that. In the lead, Rocket has managed to take first place right ahead of Chicken Picnic with Khan in 3rd and Danger Mouse in 4th. Dr. ST is in 5th now, and he's being chased by Kilev and Boa. Boa up into 7th already and challenging for 5th. Backs out of it and drops a couple of positions. Chicken not letting Rocket go, so he's all over the back of him. McLaren is definitely performing strong around here. Chicken manages to dive down the inside and actually manages to just eke out ahead of Rocket. He has the inside line now for this really fast first corner, which would definitely give him an advantage. If he manages to hold it around the outside here of the left-hander, he'll be able to grab the inside line for the hairpin, which will be vital. And yeah, they just managed to get it stopped, giving each other space, but Rocket manages to keep the position. Dr. ST having a half a second penalty, serving it, loses a place to Kilev, I believe. And the back seems very tight there at the end. Let's see what are our two race leaders up to. Through the tunnel, Chicken is very close to Rocket. Breaks very, very deep and doesn't quite manage to make it work. So a bit of a switchback from Rocket. He gets to keep the position, and now Khan is all over the back of Chicken, with Danger Mouse not far back there. Chicken, of course, believe he was promoted from a lower tier where he won the championship, and he's already been featuring in these last few races here in tier 5. But Rocket in a very favorable position, leading the sprint race right now. Fantastic form from Rocket in the last few races. His main championship contender being Juho, and at this point in time Juho is all the way down in 11th, but of course it's not over till all the races are finished and sorted. And despite this difference in positions here, the sprint races can all change down the line with the feature race. Let's see how Chicken managed to get that move done. So up into turn 3, the hairpin here. Rocket just goes a bit wide, and Chicken doesn't need a second invitation, dives on the inside. But that Lexus is rather fast, so Rocket is just inching ahead of Chicken little by little through the tunnels here. Not enough to cover, it's enough to cover off the inside line as Chicken goes a bit wide. He was maybe expecting Rocket to cover off the inside line a bit more, but manages to keep it safe and is just behind Rocket once again. HK under threat by Boa here, goes a bit wide, and Boa has a bit of a look on the inside, trying to force HK into a mistake. As it happens, HK goes just a little bit too wide on the final chicane, and Boa grabs the inside line and launches off ahead. Let's rejoin our two cars fighting for the lead of the race. Chicken tries a different line around, this time on the entry, but still hasn't been able to find a way past Rocket. Maybe that McLaren just doesn't have the top speed needed to do it. As Rocket goes defensive this time around, forces Chicken to break around the outside. Manages to keep the position ahead of the McLaren driver, but Chicken is all over the back of Rocket, and this fighting is keeping Khan very close by in third place, with Kilev trying to catch up to Danger Mouse. I think Kilev actually must have had a moment and lost the position, or no, I guess I'm wrong. starting lap 5 of 11, still fastest lap by Chicken here, neck and neck with Rocket, trying different lines here through the first corners is Chicken, looking left, looking right, trying to force a mistake from Rocket, but that isn't yet happening. Managed to get a good exit, and will he have the power this time around? It seems like I know that Lexus is just very good on the acceleration compared to the McLaren, but now Chicken manages to grab the inside line. Will he get it stopped? Oh, just barely goes deep, and Rocket doesn't need to have a second opportunity to goes for the switchback and takes the position yet again. Fantastic fighting between these two so far in the race. Let's see what is happening here, because I saw something on the minimap that maybe we're pursuing Juho in 11th. Looking at Chaos Druid and HK fighting a little bit, had to go to the inside. Schumacher broke a bit deep, and now these two are side by side with Monkan joining the fun as well. Monkan had a bit of a moment going wide, but yeah, Juho is trying to find a way past these cars. He does seem to have a bit more pace, but due to that accident at the very start of the race, he's kind of forced to battle it out for these positions. Of course, valuable positions. 10th place in the sprint race will be the feature race pole position, so it's not at all over for Juho. Boa in 7th in clean air now should be able to find an opportunity. As Keylife is trying to keep the pace of Danger Mouse, but Danger Mouse is just ever so slightly faster than him. Chicken has dropped a little bit off Rocket's back, giving him a bit of breathing room. It's amazing that we're already halfway through the sprint race here. Very tight battle here for the lead of the race. Chicken has managed to once again close the gap. Another fastest lap by Chicken. Very close in terms of lap times to Rocket, who is just ahead of him. Once again, not managing to find a advantageous line through the hairpin, but he will need to find something or a way to get past Rocket here if he wants this race win. Quick look down the order. Khan is still in third. Danger Mouse and Keylife are as they were, or slowly maybe gaining on the cars in front. Chaos Druid up into 8th, Schumacher 9th, Juho is up into 10th, so Juho has managed to gain a position which may be crucial for his championship fight against Rocket, who is currently leading the sprint race and will get a very big points haul here, as Lawrence has a fantastic move there on the brakes, on the inside, dives on the inside of Obi-Wan, but just doesn't manage to get on the power early enough to make the move stick. Now, something must have happened here as Chicken has dropped off on the back of Rocket and is now closer to the clutches of Khan behind him. As just about 3.5 laps remain from this sprint race. Let's have a look at our closest battle here. It seems to be Juho against Schumacher, fighting for 9th place. Juho doesn't seem to be quite close enough to go for a move here against Schumacher. But he is keeping him honest and is there to take advantage if Schumacher puts a foot wrong here. Dr. ST also seems to be catching up comfortably to Kilive ahead of him, nearly half a second on the last lap. As a quick check at the top sees, Chicken has once again taken an even faster lap and is once again catching up to Rocket. Just about half a second is the difference between these two cars' fastest laps. So Chicken Picnic is a 26.3 with his best lap, and Rocket is a 26.8. So even though on a few occasions Chicken has dropped a little bit further from the back of Rocket here, he's been able to catch up every time. But would that be enough? Only 2 laps remain, and it does seem that the McLaren struggles to capitalize on an overtake. Chicken will need to either make a move somewhere a bit braver on the brakes, or he will need to find a way to force Rocket into an error. Through the final corner they go. Once again, that McLaren is absolutely glued to the back of the Lexus on the penultimate lap here of the sprint race. Twin goes for a dive on the inside. Was there contact there? Let's go back and rewatch this. So on the brakes nice and deep, and there's a bit of contact there between them. Let's see what happens. So Rocket turns in, but Chicken is already there and makes a bit of contact with him. Forces him a bit wide, and just a bit of a racing incident in my opinion. They were side by side and Rocket just turned in. Maybe didn't expect Chicken to be so far into the apex already, but this has promoted Chicken into the lead of the race here. And if the pace we've seen so far is anything to go by, he should be able to have this in the bag unless he makes a mistake, of course. Meanwhile, Dr. ST fighting with Kilev has managed to go for a move. Let's rewind just a little bit and see exactly how it happened. Through the tunnels that Aston Martin is glued to the Ferrari. The inside is nice and open. He goes, brakes nice and late, and using the inside line, just manages to nick 5th position off of the Ferrari driver. As we're about to start our final lap of the sprint race here, with Chicken leading the race. Let's see if he'll be able to extend that lead on Rocket. Kiliv in 6th place has a 1 second penalty, so this is a breath of fresh air for Dr. Resti ahead of him, so you definitely won't be under pressure. Boa, a bit of a quiet race from him in 7th place, driving his own pace here. Kills through it in 8th. Juho has a 1.5 second penalty, and that's an absolute disaster for his race. On the final lap, he'll have to serve it, and he'll lose multiple positions because of this. So let's see, he's down into 10th. Will he manage to keep 10th position here ahead of HK? HK does have the overspeed because of Juho serving his penalty, but Juho goes nice. Oh no, there's contact there, and that's very, very unfortunate to see. So let's see what happened from Juho's point of view. He had to serve his penalty, so HK definitely has the overspeed on him. And Juho goes defensive. HK thinks there's a bit more room there, but just stops into Juho's car, and that's absolute disaster for Juho, who is down now in 13th after that incident. But let's rejoin our race leader, Chicken Picnic, after a astonishing race here. Great pace, takes the sprint race victory. Rocket takes 2nd place, which is working wonders for his championship battle. 3rd place for Khan, 4th for Danger Mouse, great race from him as well. Dr. Resti in 5th, Kiliv in 6th, Boa in 7th place, 8th place for Chaos Druid, so great race from him as well. 9th place for Schumacher, 10th place for Monkan, another good race for him, although he dropped a little bit down the order. HK in 11th, 12th place for Obi-Wan, and the championship leader up to this point, Juho, is down in 13th, and he'll have his work cut out for him in the feature race if he's to put up the challenge against Rocket. Lord Hans in 14th place here. Interesting that I can't skip forward with the laps, but I'll just do it this way, as I didn't catch the last couple of cars. Opala was in 15th place, and I didn't catch the last car, but I will have to leave you here. And after this dramatic finish of the sprint race, or dramatic at least for Juho, unfortunately, we will see next time how this championship unfolds in the feature race here at Deep Forest. Till next time.